Hello, everybody. Thank you for returning to our YouTube channel. I'm Brian with Technology United for Ukraine. We are now partnered with the Birds of Fury. They are a Ukrainian military R&D unit that helps us develop innovative technologies for the Ukrainian armed forces. So if you'd like to join us, link is in the description. Always looking for scientists, engineers, technologists, or anybody who wants to help out the Ukrainian military. So go to our website and sign up. All right, so let's get right into this. Today, the 6th of January, the amount of Russian soldiers that have expired on the battlefield is 798,040, with 1,550 being added. Wounded has now hit 2,394,120. Armored combat vehicles have hit 20,164 with 45 being added. Tanks, 9,700 with 14 being added. Artillery, 21,665 with 62 being added. So again, significant losses there for the Russian forces when it comes to artillery. Very big game changer as they begin to deplete that reserve. All right, now let's go to the Kursk area. As we know, let me get my epic pen here so I can do some circling. The Ukrainians performed a counteroffensive yesterday in this area here. And now how far they're out in this area is not well known. It's being reported somewhere out in this area. There have been clashes between the Russians and Ukrainians, with the Ukrainians saying they're being hit by the Russians pretty extensively in this area. One big development, which is interesting, is the top Russian general betrays Putin's worst fears as Ukraine's attacks Kursk again. So the head general that was there kept telling Putin that he was defeating the Ukrainians, he was pushing them back, but Putin did not believe that and took him out of his command and put this general, Jonas Beck, I don't know how to say this, Yakoro, something like that, got put into the position to run the Kursk offensive. Has a pretty extensive background with Russian border defenses, African mercenary projects. So he just arrived in Kursk and will be taking over the offensive. So now it remains to be seen if this guy can do better. He just might do worse. The area is already a mess, and they have the problem with the North Korean troops just being completely underprepared and undertrained, undereducated for modern warfare. Now, another thing I wanted to talk about real quick before I went into another subject is, where is Russia fall? A lot of people are unaware of the size of the Russian economy. Russia's economy is 11th in the world, so it's below Brazil. Okay, Brazil has a bigger economy than Russia. And I think that surprises everyone. Surprises me too, because you're thinking about how much they're spending, surviving all these sanctions. So it's quite fascinating they've been able to hold out this long. But this should just show you how much military assets they had in reserves that have been built up for well over 75 years to prepare for a war on the European continent. So, how long they can hold out with an economy that's less than Brazil's is going to remain to be seen. It's an interesting measure of how fast an economy of that size will run out of resources. All right, now I want to look at a recent attack here in Rostov-on. They hit a produces fuel for rocket engines, and they hit this yesterday. Quite a massive explosion. Obviously, it's fuel, and again, the Ukrainians are putting a lot of pressure on the Russian fuel machine, taking out now with the pipelines being taken down, they're now heavily hitting refineries and fuel producing factories for their drones, for their rocket systems. So, where this all leads is going to again be more pressure. It leads to a lot of pressure on the economy of Russia and inevitably on the Russian people. But this is choking the war effort and reducing supplies to support their units, support um, their drone and these other types of rocket systems that they have. So it's going to put a lot of pressure on that war machine and also on the normal everyday civilian in the Russian economy. So here we have Russia loses 5 air defense systems worth 350 million in a day. What a massive loss. The Ukrainians are getting much better at targeting these air defenses. So you're going to see likely this number continue to rise, but it really matters as they talk about here in this article because these are critical to the defense of their units, defense of factories in Russia, all of these different entities that rely on air defense. As the Ukrainians get better and better at targeting them, whatever systems they're using, this again will strangle the war machine. Anyways, that's what I have to show you today. Like, share, and subscribe, and Slava Ukraini.